Back. So using if-else statements will work for this menu selection, but a switch statement will be even better to use because it's easier to read and it's less lines of code. So let's try and put in a switch statement here. Let me just try first of all to explain to you what a switch statement is actually going to do for us. First of all, in the if statement here we have to put in a double equal sign all the time to actually compare these two values with each other. I'm saying is selection equal to 1, then do this. In the switch statement instead we put the selection in once, right? So here's the actual thing we want to test up against. That could be a string, that could be an int value, it could be a double value. This is what we want to test up against, right? And then instead of doing the double equal sign we use the case right here. So we're saying case 1, if the state is actually 1, then we're going to do whoops, then we're going to do this line of code right here. So let's try and add the line of code right here, which in our case would be console write line list customers, like this. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so now we are explaining the selection, right? And if the selection is 1, then do this and then break the code. Not destroy the code, but leave the switch statement. Okay, you need to remember the break, so else it'll just keep running over all the cases. So let's just do the same now for number 2. Let's go down here and say case 2, like this. Then we want to print this, right, etc., etc. So I'll do that for all the different cases. You guys don't have to watch that, so I'll just skip to when it's done. So now the switch statement is done here. I've just added case 1, which would be the menu of list all customers, right? If I press that, I want to go and list all customers. Of course, we'll make this functional later. Case 2, we want to add customer. Case 3, we want to delete. And case 4, we want to edit. If it's not the above, it must be 5, because I only allow 1 to 5, right? So then we'll just say bye-bye, and the program is shutting down. Now this is the old way it looked. We have the if statement, the else if statement, the else if statement, the else if statement. The only difference is pretty much the word case taking over for all of these else if statements, right? So now it's up to you. The switch is just, it's easier when we need to list something where we can kind of switch between different areas. That makes sense, right? So that's the switch statement compared to an if-else statement, and I really encourage you to use the switch statement whenever you feel like it. Let me just outcomment this, and again there's actually a small key for doing that. Let me just press that one right here, comment out the selected lines, blink, and now they're actually all outcommented like this, and we'll remove them later. But now we just change the huge if statement here into a switch. See you in the next lesson.